Alright, we're back. We're going to the mountains. I know that this part here is pretty hard. Good morning, Kai. Once we leave here, we'll almost be at the peak. Let's get moving. Okay. So I know that this part is pretty tough in terms of the boss fight that's coming up. Okay, sinking cloud storage is important, I guess. Oh, nice. Mana herb obtained. So, I know there's a boss fight coming up, and I know the boss fight is fucking
Well, it's not gonna rain.
So.
I know the weather. I have a sense about these things. And the sun's gonna break through any second, and you'll be peeling off the clothes.
See how it goes.
Trust me. Oh, great. It's raining. What'd I say? It's gonna rain. I knew it.
No. Oh no. Oh no. Well, we're up to Tic Tac. It's with God now.
You're dismissed.
Oh, Lord Gongora, please wait.
Pardon the intrusion.
Oh!
Gongora, what are you doing?
A moment, please.
How we're just starting out with a massive cutscene.
What is going on, Gongora? Answer me. The council has placed you under house arrest.
Behold.
Shit. It's poison.
Gongora, what is the meaning of this?
There are those who do not wish the monarchy restored to power.
But I do not wish it to be restored to power.
With all due respect, while some fools completely support our current republic, there are also those who long to restore a powerful monarchy. Regardless of what your highness may desire, our country struggles with two political forces, the past and the present. You must be aware of this. Fortunately, I was able to sense your danger through magic energy. Even though I am under house arrest, I could not allow you to be harmed. There are many ways I can secretly move from my manor to yours, your highness.
But if Roxy knew you had been out of your home, you would be subject to even tighter restrictions.
I can look after myself.
I, however, cannot. Had you not come, I would have ended up like that mouse.
You can always rely on me, your highness.
Thank you, Gongora.
He definitely did it himself.
Thank you.
Well done. We'll have to push him harder. I'll be in touch when the time comes.
Oh, just toss me right out here in rain. Why wouldn't you just go back to the house until the rain was gone? Hmm? Common recalls a memory that is locked deep within his heart. Oh, I got a memory to go to, too. Reading. A dream has been revealed. It's dreaming, I guess. Strong winds have always blown across the vast grassy plain. Perhaps the area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises to the horizon where the sun sets. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grasses that do grow all lie flat on the ground. Bending westward, caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west, using the wind at their backs to gain distance. Travelers heading west to east always use the circuitous route that snakes around the southern mountains. It is much further that way, but much faster than crossing the plain head-on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction since it has passed, nor are they likely to change far into the distant future, from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises disappear over the horizon where the sun sets. They never pass oncoming travelers, with only the rarest exceptions. The first time she passed Kime on the wind stream, the girl was just an infant. So is my grandmother alive then? In response to the girl's untroubled question, Kime smiles and answers, she was, and I remember she was a nice old lady, she was too. Looking back down the road, the girl points toward the line of hills fading off in the distance. My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey. 7 a lot? Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. The people they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey and then they keep traveling. The girl points down at the ground where she's standing. This is as far as I've come, she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family professes a pious belief that they devote their lives to walking eastward against the flow of the wind stream. They will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. People call the believers of that religion the upstreamers. The word carried a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The upstreamers were devoid of worldly desires. They lived their lives for no greater purpose than traveling eastward on foot. They're free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, their journey ends, but the family's journey continues. From child to grandchild to great-grandchild, the belief is carried on. The journey of this family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking from the wind stream's western verge with her son, who was then the age of the girl is now. The upstreamers do not walk for the entire year, of course. During the season when the winds are especially strong from late autumn to early spring, they take up residence in various post towns, scattered along the road, and earn day wages by performing tasks that the townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others, conversely, take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are people with whom they have fallen in love during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of town life. Such are the reasons the townsfolk look upon the upstreamers with complicated gazes. The little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself, some years from now, might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in the town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has an idea at this point what lies in store for her. The girl's father calls out to her, "Time to go." The brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. "Too bad," she says. "I wish I could have talked to you more. We have to get to the next town by the time the snow starts." Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips chapped from the smile, but her smile is wonderful as she wishes Kaim a safe journey. It is a serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life without the slightest doubt. Will I see you again somewhere? She asks. Probably. Kaim answers, smiling back at her, but he can never match that smile of hers. He is now in the midst of a journey that will take him beyond the western end of the wind stream. He heads to a battlefield as a mercenary, and by the time the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It will be a long, cruel journey with nothing to believe in. When he meets the girl again along the way, Kaim's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines for him. The wind, where does it blow? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? Goodbye then, the girl says, trudging on, one labored step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flowed by when Kaim next meets the girl. It is spring when the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers. She has become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. This is my 3rd spring here, she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. In a few days she'll give birth to a child. She'll become a mother. And your parents? Kaim asks. She shrugs and glances eastward. They are continuing their journey. I'm the only one who stayed on here. Kaim does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in the town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other. The only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. But never mind about me, she says, looking at him suspiciously. We haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. For a 1,000-year-old Kaim, 10 years is nothing but a change in season. Some lives are like that, he says, straining to smile. Some people in this world can never grow old, no matter how long they live. He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again, living through endless ages of time, is it a blessing or a curse? Kaim's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. If that's the case, you should be the one who goes to the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer. She could be right. After all, the lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the wind stream, as far as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kaim responds with a few slow shakes of his head. I'm not qualified to make that journey. No, anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes. Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness. No one has actually seen it, though, I guess. The place where the wind begins, the place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the eastern end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing there too. And not just an east wind, west wind, north wind, south wind. Winds without limit, without end. Human beings who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Kaim knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. How about you, he asks the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this for the space of a breath, and caressing her swollen belly, she cocks her head to the side and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever. Or then again, I might feel the desire to reach the starting point of the wind. All the upstreamers without exception say that you can never know what might trigger a return to the journey. One day without warning you slough off from the entire town life and start walking. It's not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back to the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. The teaching of the upstreamers say that all human beings harbor a desire for endless travel. They probably are not aware of the desire because it is stashed away so far down in the breast that it is deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, a person becomes an upstreamer. Even if you have the desire, the girl says to Kaim, I wonder. It's true, she says, no question. Look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time I met her. Fixing him with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself, but I'm sure you're happy with your present life? Of course I am. Do you really think that day will come when you want to set on the journey, even if it means giving up this happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then something reminds Kaim of the girl's words. that everyone harbors a desire for endless travel. For Kym, living itself is a journey without an end. In the course of his journey, he has witnessed countless deaths. He has also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak and fleeting. Yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels inexplicably that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, finite as it is, than to anything else. Traveling down the windstream for the first time in many years, Kym spies the funeral of an upstreamer. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers for passing travelers and urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kym takes the flower and asks the boy, "Is it a member of your family?" My grandma." The boy nods. His face, the image of one Kym knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kym is sure of it. Grandma traveled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from way, way beyond, and she got all the way here. So the girl must have set out on a journey after all. Turning her back on the town life, leading her child by the hand, she trod her way along the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins will be passed on to her child, her grandchild, and on through succeeding generations. To head for a land one could never hope to reach, and to do so generation after generation. This is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile of the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Kym lays the flower at her feet as an offering. The family members who have traveled with her join together in a song for the departed. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows. It sweeps across the vast grassland. Kym takes one long, slow step toward his destination. "Have a good trip," calls the boy. Red and cracked as the girls were so long ago, his cheeks soften in a smile as he waves to the departing traveler. And all these stories are so sad. But also, if we die and have to come back here, this is going to be a real fucking pain in the ass. Because this walk is not fun.
No one gets in the way.
Boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Yeah. Save up some MP. Perfect. Perfect. Good.
Only the strong survive.
I think I'm still doing skills, right? I've learned everything from him. So I think I want to... White level, black level, crest's attack. Do I have to... equip her with that skill. Status analysis. That one. Oh, my wife's in here making a bunch of noise. The healing medicine doesn't seem to do very much though. That's kind of like, that's an annoying portion of this. Oh, roll back too far. Oh my god.
Not too smart, eh?
Boom, boom, boom. Fine, at least we got some of it. Probably have to heal before we go into battle. Not great, but it's fine. Shit. Ah, they missed. I thought the other thing was going to attack first. My bad.
It's not in my nature to lose.
Okay. Ilslam Mountains Peak. Okay, so we're gonna pause it real quick, and we'll be back. Yo, hello, and welcome back. Well, I guess this will be the middle of the video, so it's not really welcome back. But it's been about a week since I played this last. We finished Final Fantasy. I did a little bit of grinding off stream, just because I really wanted to make sure that we didn't have another like complete shit fest again with this, so hopefully this boss will be better. This this reminds me is why I never finished this game when I was younger, is because this happened. You know, I want to make see if I don't remember how I healed or not. That would be bad, but Kime recalls a memory. We're gonna skip the memory because fuck me. Can I skip the memory once I'm in it? Yeah, skip the memory. We've already read this. Yeah, everyone is up.
Oh yeah! Let's get it on!
Still got it. Still good. Still in front.
Off the chin!
But see, like, we go for creatures 6 damage, 3 damage, into a boss fight with bosses in 500 damage.
That was a close
300
one.
damage, like it's fucking, it's it's a little bit ridiculous. And like, I'm not one to complain too much about difficulty. Like that's not a deal breaker. You know, it's like okay, grind for the one, it's fine. But at some point, we get to at some point you have to have some balance, right? Let's see what I have. Lose a ring for everyone. Cute rocks. Baker's Plea. All of a sudden, I wonder why all of a sudden he just doesn't. It's because it stopped, but before that he was just like ignoring everything. Look, there's a save point right there too, on the other side of the boss fight. It's pretty shitty. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so we're gonna attack. Let this guy do his thing. Gonna shield him. Should be fine. Let's see. Nice. Nice. This is where that sucks. So, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, we should all just take a turn to do healing medicines on ourselves.
Okay.
How much is this heal? It only heals 100, so it's not even worth it. Please hit me with that. Make the power drink, which usually if I can do everything else later. So I might use that first. Here you go. Jensen, okay. Not great, but it's fine. As long as he doesn't.
That was close.
As long as he's a down person. Can I hit this? magic defense might have been better. I doubt I'm gonna have to fire with that. Seth.
Away!
Yeah. Well. So, the barricade. Barricade, power up. That's an issue. The downburst is the problem,
Let's get it on!
I think. Let's see. Spell. It's definitely a magic attack. Hit. It does help considerably. It does help considerably. What kind to go first? To the heal first. Still super good though. Oh, I got Seth with
Sorry about that.
okay, I think. He is holding for some reason. That's okay. That's good. He's making some questionable decisions this round. That didn't do it. Got 1 HP. No. He's gonna hit the So I seems better about what I was thinking. It's fine. Jet's gonna take it. Jesus, that sucked. Like, shut up.
There's no rhyme or reason to battle.
So we got a slot seed, which is good because we gave a slot to, I think, to Seth already, so we'll give one to Kyle maybe.
We did it.
How can you be so comfortable? I almost got eaten alive.
I think it'd be an improvement if you got eaten a little. You'd talk less.
Hurry up. I thought we were in a hurry.
Finally can move on to the next section of this game. So the good thing about this is that he heals up right away. I would love to save, thank you. I don't know why I saved on that one, but did it. Let's see. Let's spells. That's probably fine for now. Skill slots. Yeah, I gave her an extra one. So we'll use that on Kai. Big win for us. Do we have any ring assembly stuff to do? We have a bruiser ring, enemy beasts, earth ring. So the aerial creatures, the thing doesn't count as an aerial creature. I looked it up. Kind of shitty, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just hammering the A button. Just in case.
You better say your prayers.
Good thing we healed. Alright, really happy with that. Oh my god, there's another one of them? Oh, it's just a big owl. I feel like this would have been something good to use. This would have been something good to fight when, like, in an area leading up to that boss. Lots of misses. It's just my aim ring.
Leap before you look, I always say.
We got a sharp beak. I think that was something that was to the aim ring ultra. No. Just for the aim ring. That's cool, you can equip stuff in mid-fight though. It's actually really, really good to know. What? Another one. I want to see what the aim ring does. Perfect. Good.
It's not in my nature to
Golly,
lose.
miss. Oh, Molly. Shit. Another sharp beak. Probably need to do some healing here. This game is just like, there's so many good things about this game that like there are also a couple of like really poor things it does. It's just really easy to overlook some of that. Novice earrings obtained. Okay. Level 1 black white magic might be nice. Let's let her wear that for now.
Not too smart, eh?
There's a lot of RPGs that I would really like to play, but I just don't have time. I don't have enough time anymore. I understand that. Good job.
That wasn't very fun.
You say that wasn't very fun? Of course it was fun. It was awesome. It was all good fun. See, what's the purpose of this? I don't know what the purpose of this is. It upsets me that it looks like it does nothing. It's just there for no reason. Oh shit. I want to kind of I'm just gonna wreck, man. Whetstone. The cart track. Okay, so now we've been given like a little more aesthetic. So okay, so I'll bite on. I'll bite on that. That's good. called water stone. I wonder how many things I've missed in this game. Because I haven't rammed into them. Oh, you didn't hit that one tree. Seeds obtained. I'm certain that seeds are going to mean something at some point in time. I guess I'm not really certain, but I'm hopeful that seeds are going to mean something at some point in time. Mining site. Would be a good place to hide a chest. I can't really see what you're doing right here, so that's a little obnoxious.
This does not look good!
We changed to background scenery, which is good, I think. Back to our standards. Any counters? Sick. First. Up here.
Phew. That was a close one.
Sticky tape. Just want to look around and see what. Okay, so that little room is not. Yeah, it must be hiding a chest. It's gonna be like one chest that's like right there. Oh, it is one chest. That's right here. But that's cool. Very cool. I like that. You can probably see that. The slot seat obtained. Slots to utilize right now. There's nothing that's super important. Also, I think probably I didn't learn it just yet. See what's up here real quick. I didn't mean to go down that ladder. Oh, there is a speed run button. I forget that there's a run button.
Man, getting old real quick.
This guy, shit. This is a this is. I did good. I expect him to die like 2 minutes ago, so shows where I'm at right now. Seth learned black white magic, that's fine. I don't need to pick skills for him, so that's good. Oh shit. I should have been doing that. Damn it. Black and white magic. Oh, okay. Can't I like learn something from him to skill link? Factual. Let's equip Seth with the search glasses. As long as someone has factual analysis, which he does, it should be good. Alright. What? Oh, I thought I was going down. Let's move on. Try to get to the next save point before we have to stop. Well, yeah, I guess we kind of have to, right? Else we're kind of fucked. That's the one thing about like games like this. This makes it really hard to play. Is that like in other system, like, I don't want to say that, but the Xbox, the old Xbox games are harder to play because these don't have like exclusive. Aqua was obtained. Is that a spell now? The black magic spell 1, okay. Good, good, good. Yes. Very good. There's nothing up that way. The other game that I really need to go back and try to play some more of is Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky SC, the second chapter. Because I like how bad that was. But that's not how a car would go into that gap at all. It's quite impressive, actually. Can we save? Yeah, let's go and save. Let's go ahead and save. So that'll be it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.